Magic Mike XXL is the sequel to 2012's Magic Mike, which was directed by Steven Soderbergh. And although Soderbergh did not direct this film, he was the cinematographer and the editor. So pretty much the plot of this movie is that all the guys from the first Magic Mike are taking a road trip to Tampa for a stripper convention. Apparently those exist. You can only imagine what the cosplay is like. Now, if you look at Magic Mike XXL on its own merit, it's a pretty entertaining movie. However, once you compare it to the first one and you see the bigger picture, it becomes much more of a letdown. Because this is just a big, dumb stripper movie, but we like the first Magic Mike because it wasn't that. The first Magic Mike was deep and philosophical, and this one does have moments like that, but they're pretty rare and not very well executed. It's a big thing that definitely does detract from my enjoyment of it, but the movie's still not without its positive. Like I said before, this is a pretty entertaining movie. It's so much fun watching the five main guys interact throughout the movie. They had incredible chemistry. Their chemistry in this movie reminded me a lot of the chemistry in the Entourage movie. In both cases, it seemed like they were all having fun with each other. You really felt their friendship, and you know, it's just bros being bros. Now, the five guys in this movie were really decent, but I don't feel like there was a real standout among them. However, this movie does a fantastic job at introducing new characters. Jada Pinkett Smith is playing what Matthew McConaughey played in the first movie, and although she's not as entertaining as McConaughey was, she does give him a run for his money. And Childish Gambino's in this movie. What can't this guy do? He's a fantastic rapper who's on one of my favorite shows of all time, and he's got a fucking six-pack. Damn you, Donald Glover! He's a really good addition to the film, but he's not in it a lot. I wish we could have seen more of him. Andie MacDowell and Elizabeth Banks are also in this movie, and besides from the fact that they are drop-dead gorgeous, they also give you some laughs. However, there was one new character that just did not work, and that was Amber Heard. Just a totally unnecessary character that was only in it for like 3 scenes and has zero chemistry with Channing Tatum. And when it comes to the comedy, it's pretty hit or miss, but I do have to say this. Magic Mike XXL has the funniest scene of the year involving Joe Manganiello. The hardest I have laughed in a movie theater in a long time. Now when it comes to the stripping scenes, they're pretty enjoyable. I have to admire the full commitment of these dudes. So with the positives out of the way, let's get to the negatives. Pacing is a big issue with this movie. We will have our road trip movie, but then things go to a screeching halt when we go to Jada Pinkett Smith's house for like 20 minutes, and then again when we go to Andie MacDowell's house for like 15 minutes. And in both instances, their time at those places are just way too long. When you're at Jada Pinkett Smith's house, you start with this strip scene by Michael Strahan. Yeah, Michael Strahan. Followed immediately by a strip scene by someone that is never introduced. Followed immediately by Donald Glover. They're not even spaced out. The ending of this movie is absurdly entertaining, but once again, it just drags on a tad too long. And this movie, to a certain extent, is a giant middle finger to the first Magic Mike. Hey, you know that dream that Channing Tatum worked so hard for in the first Magic Mike movie? Screw it! It's hard to like Channing Tatum's character in this movie when all the stuff that made you root for him in the first movie is just totally forgotten. And is it just me that thought that there were shots in this movie that were out of focus? If it's just me, I'll shut up. So overall, Magic Mike XXL is a good time at the theaters, but it doesn't bring back anything that made the first movie so good. It's not as smart as the first movie, and it does a terrible job at continuing character arcs. This movie was a little bit of a disappointment, and trust me, I know a thing or two about being a disappointment. I will give it 2.8 out of 5 reels. What did you guys think of Magic Mike XXL? Make sure to comment below, hit that subscribe button, hit me up on Twitter at my website, brendanhasablog.wordpress.com. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time, I'm Brendan Weissman. Peace!